here in MMS. So right after we get out of here at 6:30 is when your pregame will begin with Hammy and Rosie and the whole Hee Haw gang. If you listen to us on iHeartRadio from out of state, I like to make sure that I have people on the map that you'll see over Bill's shoulder if you watch. Each little pin is a person or a group of people who are listening to the show around the country, throughout North America. Jenna listens in Janesville, Wisconsin. I was just near there not long ago. My brother doesn't live far from Janesville. Andrew listens in Orlando. Catherine is in Tampa. And Kelly is one of our bureau chiefs in Milwaukee. There's a little talkback button on there, too. You can always leave us messages on there if you'd like to.
Alan, if you're really looking to expand your brand, as Poundcake asked, I think perhaps paying homage to your Chicago roots and opening up a chain of Chicago-style dogs or hot dogs for the noobs and calling it Mouthful of Cocks would be a fantastic way to go.
I think I see what he did there. I don't know that I could ever get that cleared. I don't think there's clearance for that. But no, I don't. Listen, there are plenty of places that can replicate a fine Chicago dog. I'm not too precious about those. I did have Portillo's when I was home, which was great. But listen, Happy Dog, right there in Gordon Square. They make a great Chicago dog. It's not hard to do. I mean, if you've got the ingredients, you can do it. You can replicate it. So I don't know that I... Listen, I always appreciate... We did get into kind of a sidebar yesterday about expanding one's brand. Poundcake, of course, has his own. He called himself a brand before he even had one. His first days here on the show, he considered himself a brand. And he's expanded that brand into...
Dating super hot guys and getting them attention.
Dating super hot guys and getting them attention.
Helpful Brown visions. Do you need a helpful brown?
He loves the helpful brown.
Yeah, I just
Maybe you should start a segment on your podcast called Helpful Brown where you're giving advice.
Okay.
Yeah, advice from Helpful Brown.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like all these hot men who are like, hey, I'm sick of being so hot and white, and everyone always gives me a hard time. Well,
why are they always white? You like white guys. That's why.
No. I'm just saying they're white and they're hot, and they're tired of people calling them white and hot. I'm more than that.
Oh, thank you.
So show how diverse you are by dating a helpful brown. We take some Instagram pictures. I do a YouTube video with you.
Wait, so
then all of a sudden,
so they're tired of being called hot?
They're getting tired of being called hot and white. The combination together means
who would get tired of that?
People, because they get a lot of flack for it. They're like,
wait. Who gets flack for being hot and white?
All of these Instagram gays who are just...
They get flack because they can't control that they're gay or that they're white or that they're hot. They had nothing to do with any of those three elements. So why would they get flack for it?
Because people are haters and they hate them because they're gorgeous and they're like, you're taking pictures on a yacht with, you have 0 black friends.
Oh, so it's the yacht. I see. It's the yacht that makes people upset.
It has the illusion that their life is perfect. So
But it is an illusion. You're right.
I would be the token brown that just sits in the corner and they're like, hey, you have diversity there. He's gay and he's black, so it's perfect.
Huh. So you're saying that you would rent yourself out as a token?
I would exploit myself. Yeah, I would incorporate myself to make sure that these brands are diversified. Because I hit two boxes, gay and biracial. Mm-hmm. So therefore, they're like, oh, you don't have enough black. We have one right there. But do you have any
we have
one right there.
We have one right there. Look, we have a black guy.
I just sit there and mind my business. No one needs to bother me.
Mm-hmm. Just as long as you're in the frame.
I just got to be in the frame.
Mm-hmm. Now, what would you charge for that?
Oh, I'm not going to give away my trade secrets. No one shares their trade secrets.
It's not trade secrets. You just said you're trying to market yourself. How are you going to market yourself if you're not giving anybody any information?
It's supply and demand. Reach out and make an offer, and I'll tell you.
So do you think that the demand for that locally is pretty big? White guys on yachts?
It doesn't have to be locally. They can fly me out. I do. I'm international. I'm Cody Continental.
Okay. So kind of helpful, Brown. He's not helpful in telling people what it would cost them. What's a ballpark figure?
I think it's one of those situations where it all depends on who the client is.
Yes, it would. It would matter a lot, because if I don't like the person, if I think the person is promoting something bad, I'll still sell myself to you, but it's going to cost you more.
But there's a premium.
They're like, Cody, I can't believe you would be in the picture with Supreme Court Justice. What was his name?
Clarence Thomas.
I can't believe
Samuel Alito.
He'd be like, listen, I'm not homophobic. He's black, or he's gay. And listen, I'm not racist against my own kind. You can't call me a coon because he's also black.
Just because my wife tried to take part in a coup.
Mm-hmm. So I'm like, Clarence
I'm
Thomas,
black and I'm gay.
You got cake, so you need to pay me a little more because I'm gonna need security after fooling around with you.
Yeah, I found out that I share my birthday with Clarence Thomas. Would you want? Bill, you mentioned this kind of in passing yesterday, but I was digging a little bit more into it today. Mm-hmm. That Amazon's Alexa will let the voice of a deceased loved one be the voice on your Alexa. That if you have a piece of audio,
it can mimic it.
Yeah, it just
is that out already?
No, they announced it at some conference, saying this is their way to help people make memories last. This is as with anything that they do. They're going to find some way to sell you things, like if your grandmother is going to tell you to order more toilet paper.
Right? Yeah. Do you want to make that a recurring purchase? Subscribe and save, Sonny.
Honey, you're out of crackers, and not the kind with all the seeds on them.
The good ones.
If you have a minute of audio, the Amazon AI will be able to, ostensibly, synthesize that dead person's voice to be the voice on your Alexa.
I mean, this isn't just a dead person thing, though, right? They can do it with any voice.
I guess, theoretically, any voice, yeah. But they're selling it to you like, this'll help make memories last. I'm like, yeah, but memories, by definition, are things that are already in your brain, so you don't need to hear their voice to make the memories.
Alexa, can Grandma finish reading me The Wizard of Oz?
Okay, but how about my courage? Asked the lion anxiously. You have plenty of courage, I am sure, answered Oz. All you need is confidence in yourself.
Now, there's a few things wrong with this. That's, of course, part of some marketing event that they did to tell people about this. They probably just, who knows what they're doing this for, but I think the practical applications of this are pretty slim. But I guess they think it's cool, it's fun, whatever. They always got to do something new. That guy there, way too old to be hearing The Wizard of Oz as a bedtime story. Secondly, that's no one's grandmother there. They got some female actress, just for the purposes of giving you an example. Like my dad died 2 weeks ago today. That's still fresh in my mind, as you might suspect, right? I don't know that I have a full minute of audio of my dad talking. I could probably dig it up somewhere. But I also don't know the point of, having my dad's voice be on the Alexa. I'm not sure who this is for, is what I'm saying.
Well, there's a lot of different avenues you can take. Yes, there's people I think that they would want their loved one's voice if they passed away. That might be comforting to them. I am going to take segments where you're doing the Yinzer voice, and that's going to be my Alexa voice.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. Okay.
Yinzer Alan is going to be, I'll say, hey, Alexa, can you read me a story or tell me a joke?
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. I'd be like, Bill, you got a package. Just dropped off a package. Right to front. You got to go downstairs and get it.
Hey, Alexa, tell me a joke.
Why'd the chicken cross the road? I don't know.
To get the Permane Brothers.
To get the Permane Brothers, because he didn't have a ticket for the Duquesne Incline. That's why. He's trying to get down the Golden Triangle. Watch Three River Stadium blow up again. Yeah, I'll do that.
I already got the audio, so
Yeah, so I don't know. What I would like to see happen is, and you have two camps of people. You have some people who are terrified at the concept of sentient artificial intelligence, and the other half, I'm kind of more in the latter camp where we're too far away from Skynet taking over. It would be fun if the AI that they use for the voice over time, as it learned, would take on more of the personality traits of the person's voice you were using.
Yeah.
If you opted for your grandmother, she would like start to chastise you or ask if you were eating enough or whatever your particular grandmother did.
Or you're a big fan of Poundcake. You play some of Poundcake's audio, and it starts becoming Poundcake, and you're like, Alexa, could you reorder me those candy bars? And like, you don't need that, you fat bitch.
That's right.
Big ones, small ones, skinny ones, tall ones, brown ones, black ones, round ones, fat ones.
Mm-hmm.
Or, maybe you want a celebrity, but not quite a celebrity, just a celebrity impression. Like, hey, it's Ray Romano. You got delivery. Hey.
You got package. Yeah. People pointing out that if you're a fan of the show Black Mirror, they did an exact episode like this where a woman orders like an AI facsimile of her dead husband. And people were like, yeah, that show was supposed to be a warning. Not like, some people watch these shows and go, boy, that's a great idea. Other people watch these and realize very clearly that these are supposed to be cautionary tales, not suggestions.
Ooh, it feels so good. Alan, you should play the laughing one of me when someone asks Alexa a joke. and then someone's
you use that one for when have Alexa tell you the sad news.
Yeah, Alexa goes, 35 people died today when a paint factory exploded. and he comes on and has a good time with that.
My jar.
This is terrible, terrible news. Your news update is... That's live audio of Poundcake laughing at dead people.
Could you do your British accent for a minute so that people could use that for their Alexa when this technology is available?
I can try. You got to ask me some stuff, though, because I can't just talk, and I got to know what I'm talking about, so ask me something.
Well, how do we know what you're talking
about?
Well,
no, just have a conversation with me. I'm not just going to
to
talk off the cuff in a British accent, because
gotcha.
I will be rambling, so ask me something.
Do you love your dog?
Oh, I absolutely love my dog.
Love my droog if you're really into A Clockwork Orange. Yeah. What do you think of the Queen's Jubilee celebration?
Oh, I love her Jubilee. 70 years on the throne. I don't know, I'm talking like an opera singer, but okay. It's great.
You're doing Trevor Noah.
Yeah. How do you feel about Cherry's Jubilee?
Cherry? Who's Cherry?
Cherry's Jubilee is a dessert. You've never had Cherry's Jubilee?
No, but I've had Spotitik.
This guy, see, he's...
It's the pudding.
Yeah, I gotcha.
No, I've never had Cherry's Jubilee, no.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know if this one's working.
Well, it was worth a shot. It was absolutely worth a shot.
Just do a British, do your...
Speaking of which...
You could do the sports break with an English accent next week, and then they'll have it.
Oh, God, I got to work on my British accent.
No, this is the British accent we want.
No.
We want this really bad one.
You stink! Hey, Sean.
Hey, how you guys doing?
What's going on, Sean?
Nothing much. So I was going to say what, I forget what Bill was saying. Bill was saying using celebrities' accent. It'd be funny to hear like Denzel Washington or Forrest Whitaker as your Alexa person and just be like, hey, I'm Forrest Whitaker. The news was terrible today. The weather's on 76 degrees. All right, that's all.
What a great Forrest Whitaker he's done. It's like I'm listening to Ghost Dog live on the phone.
That's a fake laugh.
It's real.
Or have Mary do Whitney. Make that into your Alexa
God.
voice.
Yeah, that'd be fun. For $14.95 a month, Alan, you can hear your parents yelling at you like during your childhood. Right. Yeah, again, for a while, they've been dabbling in kind of the different voices for a long time. They're like, oh, you can get, if you use the app Waze, instead of, I use Google Maps, but some people use Waze. They were like, oh, you can get Darth Vader, or like, Mr. T, things like that. Do you want Arnold Schwarzenegger telling you to turn left? Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Do it now.
Do it now.
Turn right. Do it now.
Yeah. Get to the shopper. Doesn't make sense, but, you know, we'll go with it. But Poundcake's British voice or your dead grandmother. Again, I don't know. These companies have to keep making things up to stand in front of people and go, we've got new technology at our disposal, and this is how we're going to use it. But most people the smart speakers, you know, we have a lot of people who listen to this show on their smart speakers if they're at home. It's kind of supplanted an actual radio in your house. But a lot of people, they might use them to turn their lights on or whatever. But people are not using these Alexas as much as Amazon had hoped they would. Or not for all of the things that they are able to do. Most people, the vast preponderance of people who have these, use them for one or two things.
Yeah,
not like daily updates and telling you the news and all that kind of stuff.
I have two Alexas, and I use them as like a timer from time to time, or just to basically play music. Yeah. And every once in a while, I'll do Alexa, tell me a joke.
And she'll say what?
What was the one that she did today? Hold on.
I know my daughter, when she was a little bit younger, asked Alexa if she liked beavers or something. And there's just a canned response. If you keep asking that question, she won't give you different. It's like, yeah, they're great. So I don't know when this technology is ready to roll out.
Okay.
But they're getting their share of detractors, obviously, on this, because I'm not quite sure who it's for.
Okay, here's the joke from today. Why was the sand wet?
I don't know.
Because the sea weed.
That's so stupid.
So stupid.
Ah, boy.
The sea
like wee-wee?
weed.
The sea weed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wee-wee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
Two girls who found out that they're half-sisters will continue to date. They said they've been dating for 2 years and figured out that they might be half-sisters.
Is that illegal?
That's hot. Well, that would make them blood relatives. They said that they found out that their mothers had slept with the same guy. I think this is probably just something that they did to go viral on TikTok, but, they're like, we found out we might be. Might is doing a lot of heavy lifting there.
I guess if there's no intercourse.
Between the two girls?
Yeah.
How is there going to be intercourse between the two girls?
That's what I'm saying. I said, I guess if there's no intercourse, what harm could it do?
There's a whole lot of things that people can do aside from that.
But again,
you would still be two blood relatives who go, this isn't going to change.
Half blood relatives, though.
You're a blood relative. Like my youngest daughter is a blood relative of my older kids. They're not step siblings.
But
they're
half.
older, huh?
But half is still
half a drop of blood is still in your body.
It's still blood.
It's blood. You're a blood relative.
I'm just saying.
If they were stepsisters, that would be different. Different sets of parents.
Yes.
If you have a shared parent, you are a half sibling.
Yes, but that's why they make the clarification half blood, because it's not full blood. Like, probably for genetic purposes, if something like this were to happen and they were to have a child, I'm just saying if it was guy and girl, half brother, half sister, then the genetics wouldn't be as bad as it would be for a full parent. So.
Well, they're not going to have a child together. The point is that these two have made a point to say, we've been dating for 2 years and found out. See, I want to know more of the backstory.
Could they legally get married?
How did you meet? Because you read these stories about people that do DNA tests and find out they have other siblings across the country. That's one thing. But how do you date somebody? That would mean that you had never met the other one's mother until now.
Right.
Must be a small
that
town.
You had.
Well,
I said it must be a small town.
Or didn't know that they both had sex with the same dude or something like that.
Or this guy, this guy's just slaying a lot of,
He's laying a lot of pipe.
Yeah, he's out there doing it.
Mm-hmm. And they're cute girls.
But I'm saying, could they get married legally?
I don't know. I mean, they are related.
It's all these variations of that, like of the law. Like if you.
Yeah, but most laws are look not too kindly on blood relatives getting married.
For sure, they don't. But the reason why they make these laws is because someone tried it. So if no one's ever tried this, then now,
there are generations of people throughout history that want to keep the bloodline pure.
But as far as like, okay, they're lesbian, so they're already a minority, and on top of that, they're half sisters. It's like, We already don't want you to get married as lesbians, and you want to get married
Now
as
you want to get
half-sisters?
gay incest married?
Exactly. Or are they black too? Throw that in there.
Great timing when they're talking about getting rid of gay marriage.
Is one wheelchair bound? Great. We're going to have a hard time legislating this.
Wheelchair bound. Oh, she's bound for a wheelchair, all right. She doesn't stop skateboarding. She is bound for a wheelchair.
Wheelchair bound.
I like that.
One of these days.
Okay.
Not yet. But she's bound to be in there one day.
Okay.
Alan, my half-sister is 5 years older than I am, and we look very much alike, so it'd be a weird thing for those two. Yeah, they do look a lot alike. Both of my daughters look very much alike.
That might be
I got
Poundcake's
strong genes, boy.
ideal situation because you want to run into your own arms in a field.
Right,
To a
half brother might be the next best thing.
No. Oh, God, no.
Too much pound cake.
So, if you share a parent, see, I always thought a half parent is if it came from the dad.
No, mom, or if you share a mom or share a dad, you're a half sibling.
I always thought if both of you came out of your mom, then no. Honestly, I thought you were a full sibling because like you don't
have different dads.
Different dads.
I understand that, but I feel like the bloodline is a lot thicker if it comes from the mom.
Thicker.
These are my very.
Oh God, this guy. Man, I wish I could have cheated off his biology homework in high school. It would have been great.
I did good. What you talking about?
Yeah, sure you did. His Mendel boxes were unimpeachable. Hey, I got $1,000 for you at 4:30. So listen for that next keyword to go fuel yourself. Right after the break, I'll get you the last pair of tickets this week for the Def Leppard Stadium Tour. They're playing July 14th at First Energy Stadium with the Crew and Poison and Joan Jett. 35192 on a text for anything else, and we'll be back.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
On our free iHeartRadio app and your favorite smart device. Just